Hello. If you're watching this video, it's because you've already completed your first article, which is the exciting article about something that's happened in language arts in first quarter, and you've uploaded it into this document just by typing or copying and pasting it in there, and it reads it reads bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top. And maybe you added another page because the story kept going. Now what we're going to do is talk about the editorial. An editorial is different than an article because an editorial is based on your opinion. It could be a review of the Birch Bark House. It could be your opinion about journaling. It could be why you love or hate a particular thing in class. That article is going to need a title, just like you gave this one a title. But it doesn't get a headline because it's not the most exciting piece. It's just an opinion that you've got that you want to share about something in class. If you want to start it in the middle, then let's say you've already written here and you filled this one and you filled this one and you also filled this column, then you can just start it at the top of this column or in the middle. Wherever your first article ended is where you start. It gets a bold title just like the other one. It gets a byline that says by whoever wrote it. Then you start writing that piece. You'll notice that the editorial is only 3 to 5 paragraphs because they're not as exciting, they're not as important, they're just an opinion. They need proper punctuation, spelling, capitalization, comma use, and citations, however. When you're done with those, you might think about adding an image because sometimes a visual aid is really useful for this stuff. So if you want, at this point, you could add an image. Maybe you want something, let's say your first article was about protagonist versus antagonist, and what you want to do is insert a plot chart. Well, you could Google around for a plot chart. This will probably take a second for it to load, but it's currently searching for a plot chart just as an example. Still loading. Okay, so if we go to images, here's a bunch of plot charts. You can use these as examples, but you should make your own images. So you can't just copy and paste what you find on the internet. And to make images, you could very easily just go into your Google Drawings, which is in your drive. Could also take a minute to load the drive. And then you could go to New, More, Google Drawings. This is a program I like to use for these simple illustrations. It's probably the best for them. And it gives you a bunch of tools, so if you wanted to do a really quick plot chart, you could just, let's see, there's a bunch of different ones. We could use the polyline, which is a really quick line. Obviously, if you spent more time, you can make this fantastic. You could add text to explain what things are. And then when you're done, you could just download it as a JPEG or a PNG. And then you could go back to here, click where you want to add it, and then insert an image. Find it by clicking on Upload an Image. Find your image wherever it is, double click on it, and then it'll load right in there. And you'll have your image that you made uploaded to your document. That's how you upload images, and that's a general idea of what an editorial is. Remember, an editorial is different than your main article. The editorial is based on your opinion. It can be a review or why you like or dislike something in the class.